Hello and welcome again to Top Split Racing. Coming to you in replay again from Summit Point. I'll just pause it there for a second. Deciding to do these in replay fashion because I'm getting a bit too distracted while I'm driving doing them. And this is case in point. I don't think I could have raced this one without without having recorded it previously. Before we duck on, I'm going to cheat a little bit and show you the results of qualifying. Although that doesn't look right. Oh, hang on. That's right. I've got to click here to make sure so you can see it in the correct order. I was car number 6, qualified 6th, reasonable time. I don't think I had too much to give on top of that. Fantastic time from Kevin, and I was watching this, or waiting for the start at least, and thinking to myself, one of a couple of things could happen. Either he could get swamped or he might break away. So I guess we might see which one that was. Good strength of field, 28, 128. I'm putting this one up in addition to the one I did before. This was actually the next race I did much later in the day, but this was an awesome race as well, so well worth having a look at. Again, I'm going to focus on my race rather than commentate the whole lot, although there was some really, really good driving throughout the field. But hopefully we can just survive on the action in and around my race. So as we kick off and go past the line, that little standings table, top right of the screen, will populate with who's in where. And we're getting ready to go. And we're away. Actually, no, I'll do that one to start with. I'll probably mix between chase and far chase for the duration. I just like those two views the most for watching replays, to be honest. I'm not doing that. Oh yeah, I got really badly checked up there to begin with. Not by anyone intentionally, just by the nature of the first corner. And that pack of 5, I was desperate to hang on to. I was really worried because I hadn't raced with Ronald, who's directly behind me. I hadn't raced with him before. And yeah, car number 15, even in a really strong field. 2100. No, what is he? He's 1900 strength. I rating. So nothing too bad there. But of course, I just hadn't raced with him before. I noted also that Tyson Meyer was in the field. I didn't get a chance to talk to him. Unfortunately, he's a noted streamer, and I quite enjoy watching his streams on Twitch. I'm pretty sure he was streaming this one. I think he makes a move. He's in the red car there. He makes a move on Ronald behind. And look, he's got... who's that? Patrick right on his tail. Patrick gets through also. I'll focus on them for now because I think there was a pretty big incident this corner coming up. You can see I'm just in front of Tyson. He's the red car and I'm the one just in front of them. They're gaining on me with draft, but that front five's already lost me. Now we're focusing on Ronald here. He has a monumental dive, overcooks it, and punts Tyson and gets away with it pretty much. That was very unfortunate. I was actually hoping to race with Tyson. I think he's a bit quicker than me, but I was looking forward to having a race with him and maybe even a chat afterwards. Not to be, unfortunately. As it stands, though, he's in the pits, and I've pretty much lost touch with the front 5 already. I'm hoping that they do a lot of battling and that I can catch back up and not be too bothered about the people behind me. They're driving, as you can see up ahead, really quite well, very tightly. Really good standard of driving. I mean, you got Kevin leading the race. He's the lowest I rating at 28, nearly 2900. He was over 3000 last week. So, really quite a high standard of driving. Not sure if there's someone close to me. Yeah, there is still someone close to me in Patrick Morrow. I'll think better of challenging him here. The draft's just too strong. I'll just give him the corner. And hoping that he might outbreak himself, which he did a bit. But even here, strategically, I thought, I really don't want to lose touch with those guys. I'll just back off and give him the clean run so as not to slow us both down. I'm still sort of holding out hope that we might get onto the guys in front. And coming up behind me is James Keane. I remembered the name James Keane from earlier racing, but haven't seen him in a really long time. I don't know if he stuffed his qualifying up or what, but he's already up 6 spots and is sitting in 7th position. I'm hoping to have a bit of a race with him as well. Back up to me for the time being. I'm trying to, make the most of my decision to let Patrick through, and I'm actually worried that I'm going to lose him at this point, and rue my decision to just casually let him through. I thought the draft would keep me in touch a bit better, and was hoping that between us we might be able to catch those guys in front. You can see way off in the distance Kevin's already got a bit of a gap, probably largely due to the fighting that you're seeing up ahead. Like the guy in front of that trailing pack took the defensive line again, slowed all of them up. Kevin would be cheering at that point. You see, I didn't have the run there, and I didn't take, didn't even challenge there. I wasn't going to. And I've got James pretty close behind me as well. He's under a second and in the draft by now. But I think after that, yeah, there's a fair gap back. So, like I said, at this stage I'm hoping that Patrick and I can catch that lead group, and I feel like we're making inroads as we go through turn 5, now into turn 6. I'm still trying out my different lines and gearing through this section of the track. Stayed in second there. You'll see I don't even challenge Patrick here. There's just no point. I was watching him actually through that section, and he was really happy to let the back go out left and right as he went through these corners, and I was amazed that it didn't really seem to cost him any time either. It was quite interesting. You can see he likes the back out, rotating, I guess, the front of the car through to get good drive out. I guess that's the theory, and he seemed to do it quite well. You can see James is still behind us. He's not quite getting enough of the toe, in conjunction with me still having the toe for Patrick in front. All those 4 in front there. But now James is right into it. He braked really well there. I had a quick look at his profile after the race. It looks like he's got some real life racing experience, and I suggest by the standard of driving that I saw from him, he would have done pretty well too. He was pretty handy throughout this race. Anyway, so far so good. I'm down 1 position, but I was really, as car number 6 and the quality of the drivers in this field, I was hoping really a massive goal would have been top 5, but I was just hoping to go with my car number and finish 6 or better if I could. So right now I'm in 7th, but I'm vying for 6th position, so I'm pretty comfortable, and it's pretty early in the race. The result I ended up having here, I sort of put down to watching Mick Gray drive recently. As you can see now, James is right on my tail, and once again I just say, look, you know what, I'm not going to fight it, I'm just going to let him go. And again, this is where I had, to be honest, I had someone like Mick Gray in mind, where he just lets the race come to him, doesn't see the need to fight, even into the mid to later stages of the race, and you don't need to battle until the positions are right on, and you're reducing your risk. You take the chances genuinely when they're there, and there's not too much risk involved. Well, I better get back on me in my top split livery. You see those 4 right up in front still swapping positions even through here. It's really slowing them down, and look at us, bang, we're on the back, we're back in black, so to speak. Yeah, so first part of my plan has actually come to fruition here, and that was to get back on that, I'm going to call it the lead pack, although at this stage Kevin's gone. He's 2.75 seconds clear of us all. But we're now in a pack from 2nd through to 8th, which is exciting. Although, you look at me here, I'm struggling to hang on again, questioning my decision to let James through so easily and having myself drop off the back. I'll come into this tighter view a bit now. Look at those 4 guys still battling. They haven't learnt yet, have they? They brought the 3 of us back into it, although I'm 0.8 of a second, nearly 0.9 of a second behind here, and I'm only just in it. And I'm desperate to hang on. Desperate to hang on. Try and see my strategy play out as I pick up a 1x. Heading down now through turn 4 into turn 5, hoping to get because I've got the free run here. I'm hoping that I can get on the back here by braking in my normal spot rather than worrying about the traffic. Look at them all still driving so well. I haven't heard an inkling of any contact or grumbles about people not driving in the spirit that you'd hope. Like I said, very high standard. Everyone in front of me, with the exception of Kevin, who's leading the race, is at least 3100 I rating, and the remaining are just under 3500 and above. So really high standard of drivers. And here's me plodding along thinking, oh, you idiot, you've just let him go by and now you've dropped off the back. What a great strategy. But again, look at them slow themselves down. Look at that. See Patrick going up the inside there. They're going 3 wide there and bang. Big contact. That's the risk that the joining pack, when 2 sort of racing packs come together is, I don't know, I find that there's almost a culture when it comes to racing in a group of people. And when you join 2 of those together, or someone joins in, they've got to find their way. And I certainly like to find my way, learn how the other people are driving in that pack before I try anything. But what you saw there was a couple of Patrick sort of arriving there and immediately start looking for opportunities. And I'm not saying that's the reason why it happened, but certainly that's how I look at stuff. And I'm still trying to get on the back of James here and Borgia. Borgia, the number 1 plated car, I rating of nearly 4,300. Whereas they're obviously trying really hard. They don't want to lose the 2 guys in front, Gorka and David Burns. And of course Kevin here, he's smiling all the way. He's still 3 seconds out in front. Now we see James go by Borgia there, and I got to tell you, I nearly got caught out, as you might have seen by the braking I did. Borgia backed right off, which straight away said to me, he's going to race pretty smart. The 3 of us are about 4 or 5 seconds clear of Ronald behind us, and me, I'm just happy to be on the back. And I'm in, 6th position here, so I'm thinking anything from here is a bonus. I'm just going to race with these guys, see what the strategy of this and the culture of this little group's going to be as we go through turn 5 now into turn 6. I'm thinking that Borgia, I don't know him. I don't know how much he races the Skippy, but I always respect plate number 1, particularly in a field like this. So I was expecting good things from him, and judging by what he did the previous lap into turn 1, it suggested to me he was here to race smart. He's only down 1 position. He qualified a couple in front of me, but still, he did well. And here, once again, he's just sitting on the tail of James there, and I just decide, well, you know what? I got a great draft. I might try see if I can have a go at the front. I figure we're not going to catch the guys in front if we don't use that draft. And I'd almost dropped off the back of 2 packs or two groups of cars by sitting on the back, so I decided I'd have a go in front. Perhaps I should go back and see what they're doing behind me as well. This is Borgia, and James runs very wide there, and he's right on my tail. I have to admit, I don't like people right on my tail. Makes me feel like I'm going too slow, which I probably was through there, but as I found out during this race, James is a quality driver, as is Borja. We're having a great battle here, or it's shaping up to be a great battle. And even though I might be pretty nervous, as this group's pretty young in terms of driving together, yeah, I'm already thinking, okay, when can I let these guys by? Because I was starting to rethink my strategy of being in front and not losing them. You can see I'm just thinking here, just stay straight, let James go by, and maybe even let Borja go by if he wants to. I'm actually sort of starting to lift a little bit now and give James a clear indication that I'm happy for him to go by. Oh, but I checked up there. He went a bit slower than I was expecting. Look at Borja right on my tail. But he's modulating the throttle really well there. I did feel very nervous. You can see how close he is. Oh, yeah. And he got a little bit caught out there. Perhaps either by how slow I was or just by the bump in the road. I think I picked up a 1X there too, which I was spewing about. Not sure though. Oh, James runs a bit wide, but I thought to myself, nah, I'm not going to push it through here. If we've got any chance of catching the guys in front, you just can't afford to do that. Although at this stage, I think, what are they, about 3.5 seconds in front of us? So probably not much chance of it, but if we're going to have any chance, you know what, you just can't afford to play silly games through that back twisty section of the course. Even now I'm thinking, I really don't want to be the meat in this sandwich, particularly based on how close Borja drives. So at this point, you know, he might be really skillful, but I'm thinking, and I think I might have even called him by. I do remember calling him by, and that's probably why he's going by now, because he looked to be pretty content to sit at the back, but I just said, mate, you're quicker, you go by, I'm happier at the back here. And so on we race. James at the front, Borja at the back. What have we got? Just under 7 laps to go. And right now all I'm thinking is hang on to these guys. I had my turn at the front. I thought they were probably a bit too quick for me, and I'd be slowing them down if anything, but if I could just hang on to this draft, they'll drag me around quicker than I could go on my own, and I wouldn't be under threat from Ronald, who's still at this stage about 4 seconds behind us, so he's lapping in a similar sort of pace, even though his fastest lap is, 0.7 behind my fastest lap, and even more, nearly a second behind James's fastest lap. So James's fastest lap at this stage is a 19.3. Borges is a 19.8 and mine's a 19.5. I credit mine obviously to the draft, but see how close Borja drives. And I was thinking, you know what, that's just pressure I can do without. And I reckon if anything, that's probably caused James to run a bit wide there, probably watching his mirrors a bit. Borja this time decided he wants to go in the front. And I'm thinking to myself, that's fine. I reckon he's probably the quickest of the three, potentially. Although James would give him a close nudge. Certainly on lap times overall, James has got us both pinned if you're just looking at fastest laps. Although it's hard to gauge when, you know, you got so much draft in play. I don't think I'd be doing a 19.5 without the draft in play. And at this stage, Ronald's made a mistake, and he's... Oh no, he hasn't. He's still about 4.5 seconds behind. And you see, they've got a bit of a gap on me here. I'm trying to close up under brakes. I guess the one advantage of being on the back is that if you do get worried about a bit of a gap forming, when you can take your natural line for the most part, or natural braking point for the most part, when there's, you know, more than half a second's gap. At least that's what I think, and it allows you to close back up. But I'm finding that I'm losing a bit there, as you can see, out of the twisty bits. That turn 9, running up here into turn 10, I seem to lose my way coming out of that exit and really lose a bit of time. You can see I'm bordering on losing the draft here, but the two of them make a nice big plough through the air for me and keep me in touch. And once again, I'll be able to brake on my natural braking marker here, although I did lift a little early. But you can see I'm right back in touch, which is great. Great for me anyway. I bet these two would like to shake me. Unfortunately, the guys in front have gapped us. They're about 5 seconds ahead at the moment, and Kevin at this stage is still leading the race by just over 3 seconds. He'd be cheering that the two directly behind him, Gorka and David, are battling it out, and rather than trying to hunt him down. As we go through turn 5 and turn 6 again. Yeah, I thought I'd improved a bit through this section of the track, but you can see just this final 8, 9, I guess you'd almost call it a chicane. Just see how I drop off, just not getting the drive out of there that I want. I'm not brave enough to get on the gas early enough to really push it out onto the ripple strips. It's a very fine margin there, because if you get a toe on the grass, your outside left rear, the rear becomes the front very quickly. And I've done that in previous seasons. Not done it here this season so far, pleased to say, but certainly one to avoid. I've seen a couple of people do it already. Oh, look at that. Ball was right up the back of him there. I came to think of him as being very skillful. I certainly am not comfortable driving that close to the car in front, but Borja certainly looked to be, and did a good job. I don't remember any touches amongst the three of us. I think it is putting James off a little bit. He got a less than stellar run out of that turn 3, 4 series of corners now as we come into 5. Borja again right up behind him. The car control there not to tap the guy in front is really impressive. He's doing a great job there. Here's little old me just watching the action from behind. Just under 3.5 laps to go as we come around turn 9 again, and you can see me again just dropping back, although I got a slightly better run this time, and the draft's really helping me to stay in touch. It's surprising how much draft you can get up that little straight. Again, Borges up there, he's right up the tailpipe. Is he going to go past this time? No, he's just going to sit there. Just going to sit there. Interesting, I'm thinking, alright, he's playing a bit of a strategy game. We've got 3 laps to go into turn 1. He's really putting that pressure on. I often thought it's a bit of an interesting balancing act when it comes to applying pressure. When you've got an obvious game plan of applying pressure and trying to force a mistake, and yet the thing is you give up the obvious passing opportunity, you really sort of release that pressure. The guy in front relaxes and says, okay, so he doesn't want to pass me, so I don't have to worry about the overtaking manoeuvre, don't have to drive as defensively. But I guess the other thing is, if you're me, you're worried about him running into your tail and turning you accidentally. I don't think any of it would be intentionally. Look how close he drives there. Again, really good car control, excellent pressure. Really trying to force a mistake out of James. And here's me just sitting in what I've heard referred to as the popcorn position, just trying to make the most of the draft and stay in touch. See, again, I've got that poor run out of out of turn 9 by comparison to these two. And again, excuse me, Borges ranging right up on the back of him. Is he going to pull out this time? No. Yes, he is. He's going to go out this time, side by side into turn 1. Makes it stick. Oh, a little touch from James there. Holds them both up. James respectfully lets him stay in front. And I figured there's no convention against me taking advantage of that. I wasn't involved. They both slowed up, so I decided, alright, meet in the sandwich time. Hop back on James's viewpoint. No damage done. I can't even see any wing damage on Borja, to be honest. I'm just thinking, alright, we're late in the game, 1.5 laps to go. If I'm going to make anything of this, I really need to be in second position in this little group, because I'm not going to get that opportunity to get the massive draft and leapfrog both of them like I did earlier in the race. Got a terrible run out of here. Really appreciated James racing smart there. He really could have had a look up the inside of the final corner here, but would have compromised us both, and we probably would have lost Borja, and that would have been the end of it. So yeah, I've still got enough of the draft, and I decide, you know what, with a lap to go, last lap, I'm going to take the defensive line. I just figure that it's fair game when it comes to the last lap, and then bam, there she blows. Poor old Borgia, after sitting that close for so long, he blew his engine, of all things. I kept an eye on my oil temperature, but yeah, I'm just thinking, you beauty. Poor old Borgia, and did you see how he just pulled off to the side there, really gentlemanly like, so as not to impact us? I was really surprised that James didn't have a look there, because he had a great use of the draft there. He probably thought of the over-under here, but yeah, he still held off. He's doing really well here. Probably a little bit shaken from the touch that he had just before, but he's really hammer and tong on the back of me here. Not many options to pass. I got the best run I had all race out of that corner. I think I was flat and fourth there. I'm thinking, does he want to overtake? I wasn't going to block him, but he's just hoping for the run out of the final corner. And again, I think I got close to my best run of the race under that pressure. Look how close he is. He's making everything he can of it. As we go over the line, bam, just got him. Look at that. We were 1,000ths of a second separated. And there, the top split livery. There I am, grabbing a very surprising 4th place, up 2 positions. I jagged a hatful of points out of that. What did I get? 130 points. I got 45 I rating, and really, really pleasing result. If you can believe it, 2 little off tracks, 2 incident points, and I lost 0.01 SR. I guess that's the price you pay when you're trying to hold the A license, even though we're running in a D category. Well, that was quite an interesting finish to what was a very enjoyable race. Hats off to Kevin Henderson. He was really excited to take the win, and congratulations to him. I'll just let that run, actually. Oh no, hang on. I'll just let it run. Kevin took out a fantastic victory, and he was really stoked. He ended up winning by the better part of 5 seconds or just under. And in his chase to get to back to 3,000 I rating, he got 93 I rating out of that. So going into that, he was actually under 2,900, and he ended up 2,989. Fantastic effort, and I know he was stoked. I was really pleased with, after that opening dive bomb that took out Tyson, which was really unfortunate, I was really pleased with the quality of the driving. It was extraordinary and a great deal of fun. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I'll chuck this one up as soon as I can, but I had a great race. Congratulations. It was really great to race with James Keane and Borgia. James sounds like he's coming back to do a bit more racing, so hopefully I'll get the chance to race with him again soon, although I have no doubt, given a bit of time, he'll be leaving me for dead. Anyway, thanks for tuning into the top split. Hope to see you again soon, and ciao for now.